I hadn't picked up my camera in a while. I told myself I was busy, but really, I just didn't like what I was seeing anymore. When I switched to the X-E5, it came with a 23mm f2.8. I tried to make that focal length work, but it never felt right. Every photo looked fine, but none of it felt like me. Then one day, I saw my old Viltrox 35mm sitting on my desk. I hadn't touched it for months. Something told me I had to pick it up again. I don't know why, but the moment I held it, it felt like coming home. Maybe it's the way this lens sees the world, the way I want to see it. That click was the sound of something waking up again. When I took it out again, everything felt different. As it can get confusing, I'm going to refer the 23mm to 35 full frame equivalent and my 35 to the 50mm full frame equivalent. A lot of people talk about the 35mm focal length like it's the gold standard. The perfect all-rounder, the go-to focal length basically. And to be fair, I completely understand why. It has a reputation. It gives you that sweet balance between wide enough to include context and tight enough to focus on your subject. The field of view is pretty close to how our eyes perceive the world, maybe a bit wider. And that's what makes it so appealing. When you look at the photos shot on a 35mm lens, it feels grounded. It's immersive, it feels like you're actually there, and that's why so many photojournalists and documentary photographers swear by it. It captures moments the way we experience them. The 35mm focal length has become so popular that many of the best-selling fixed lens cameras are built around it. You have cameras like the Fujifilm X-100VI and the Sony RX1R Mark II have really embraced this look, combining high-end image quality with compact, beautifully designed bodies. Photographers love them because they deliver that timeless 35mm perspective without the hassle of changing lenses. Just point, compose and shoot. It's a simple setup that inspires creativity that helps you focus more on capturing the moment rather than fiddling with gear. But the thing is, even though I can see why people love the 35mm focal length, it just doesn't work for me personally, and I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out why. Technically speaking, 35mm gives you more in the frame, which means more to think about when composing your shots. It sounds like a good thing, more story, more layers, but for me, it became a bit of a creative trap. The wider field of view forced me to constantly worry about the background, the edges, the spacing between the elements, and how to keep everything balanced. Every little thing in the frame suddenly mattered, and it started to make my compositions a lot harder. With the 35mm, even small shifts in position can completely change how your image reads. If you move just a few steps forward, the subject starts to distort. Move back, then suddenly there's too much space around. I found myself fighting with my compositions instead of actually enjoying them. I'd come home, look at my photos and feel like they're messy. Not because the lens was bad, but because I couldn't get it to align with how I see things. That constant struggle started to wear me down. It's funny to say, but it actually affected how much I wanted to shoot. I started to feel like I was forcing myself into a style that didn't suit me. I'd pick up my Fujifilm X-E5, walk around for a bit, take a few shots, and then just feel deflated. It got me to the point where I didn't even want to bring the camera with me anymore. But then I went back to the 50mm focal length. The focal length I've used the most since I started taking photos, since I had my X-M5, and it immediately felt like I was coming home. The 50mm is tighter, sure, but that's exactly what I love about it. It matches how I see the scene in my head before I even lift the camera. It's not as close as the 85mm, but it compresses things just enough to make the frame feel cohesive and focused. Technically, a 50mm gives a narrower angle of view, around 47 degrees on full frame. That limited view forces me to be more deliberate about what I want to include and exclude in my shots. It helps me simplify my compositions and isolate my subjects in a way that feels true to how I want to express an image. I can use the background to complement the subject rather than fight against it. It's also great for separation. At wide apertures like f1.8 or f2, you get that nice fall off where the background melts away just enough to draw attention to your subject without completely losing the context. It's subtle, but very powerful. That shallow depth of field gives me control over what the viewer focuses on. With 35mm focal length, achieving that same isolation often means getting uncomfortably close, which can distort perspective and also feel very intrusive to your subject. And beyond the technical stuff, there's an emotional comfort shooting with the 50mm focal length. It slows me down, but in a good way. I take a step back, I observe and compose, and then shoot. It gives me time to think about light, about the framing, about what I actually want to say in my photos. It's a more intentional process. With the 35mm focal length, I always felt like I was reacting to moments. Whereas with the 50mm focal length, I feel like I'm actually creating those moments. Now, going back to the 50mm focal length, it completely reignited my love for photography. That first day shooting again felt refreshing, like I was rediscovering why I picked up the camera in the first place. Suddenly, I wasn't overanalyzing every frame, I wasn't second-guessing myself, and I was seeing, composing and enjoying the act of shooting again. And I realized something important. That gear doesn't really define your creativity, comfort does. The moment I stopped chasing the so-called perfect focal length, I started having fun again. This is a personal experience. It's not about ticking boxes or following trends. It's about expressing how you feel and how you see things. For me, the 50mm is exactly that. It feels like the extension of my eye. It gives me the confidence to frame intentionally and to focus on the composition, and also to keep improving. And more importantly, it keeps me motivated, and that's the most valuable thing a lens can do. So what is your favorite focal length and what do you shoot? Do you do portraits, landscape, street, architectural? Let me know in the comments below. If you stayed till the end of the video, then thank you so much. I have a few videos here that I'm going to link of my previous videos. Obviously, I've been away from YouTube, so YouTube thought that I wasn't creating content anymore, but I'm back now and I'm here to stay. So, if you like this video, please drop a like and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I shall see you guys next time. Ta-ra!